YouTube's kind of not friendly about like just kids hanging out.
Alright.
Alright. Hello and welcome back. We are on Dylan's stream right now, but this is also recording for an episode of TCN, that is the Cigar Noob on YouTube. Of course, I am your resident Cigar Noob. I am dripped out, of course, looking fresh as fuck. I've got the flamingo pants because we are smoking Liga 10th anniversaries. This is like $100 cigar right now. We're going to be smoking it, we're going to be reviewing it, and we're both, I wouldn't say noobs, but I would definitely say when we look at the aficionados in the groups and amongst the kind of community, they definitely look down their noses at us. So we're going to smoke this and give you our real thoughts on it. Is this really going to blow our minds? Who knows? But let's get into the tobacco. So it was a little bit hard to get the tobacco for this guy. I kind of had to dig around into some articles. I found that it has a Connecticut broadleaf wrapper. It has, I believe, a San Andreas binder. And it has a blend of Honduran and Nicaraguan fillers. And a really interesting thing I found about this, I think it's a small handful of sites that dared to mention it, is I can't remember for the life of me what the term was, but the tobacco used in these cigars is actually traced back to the original landing of Columbus.
Really?
So the tobacco in these cigars, they've traced that back to the time when Columbus was landing in Cuba and all the islands, and he was starting up the plantations and all that bullshit. Columbus was a guy. We don't talk about him here. We talk about cigars.
Cigars, baby.
But I would honestly say this is no noob versus review. This is a plain and simple noob review. So I would say we cut into these guys and see what we're getting on the dry puff.
Let's do it. You going for just a straight V cut, or are you gonna crown cut yours?
I'm going for a straight V cut. I found crown cuts like can kind of ruin it.
I'm gonna have to actually cut this little tail off first, the pig's tail.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna have to cut off the little piggy tail.
It is a big freaking tail.
So we're gonna have to cut that off first before we even get into it.
Oh. Oh my god.
Yeah, there we go.
That is. Taste that.
Whoa.
Right? It burns, but it's good. That is an oily wrapper.
Yep.
This wrapper is not for the faint of heart. This is bold. It burns a little bit. I'm not going to lie, but it tastes good.
I'm getting like a caramel. Like on the dry puff, do you get the caramel, or what are you getting? I'm getting like a citrusy caramel.
I'm getting more of a... I taste the caramel. There's a caramel sweetness. It's at least for me, it's almost like I'm getting it off the top lip. Right. It's weird, but I'm getting caramel coffee.
Yeah.
Caramel.
Yeah.
It's sweet though. It tastes and it almost tastes like there's an infusion to it.
It's sweet. Very sweet for a bold stick like this. You can tell it's gonna be bold.
That's actually what alarms me is the H99s fucking put me out. So
yeah,
it's it's concerning. Like, am I gonna smoke this and then pass out?
Yeah, I don't know. But
I would say we will stream staying on, but for the video, we will get back to you once we are about through the first third. I will turn the video off. Oh man, just letting that sit, letting those flavor profiles sit is just
so good.
All right, brief moment, please. But all right, so we are about to the second third. You can see here, anyone on stream, obviously, usually when we're talking about thirds with cigars, they just get split up into thirds. We're about to the first third, and I'm interested, because obviously we've been talking, we've been discussing, and it sounds like we're kind of on the same base, we're kind of on the same note, but I would say I'm definitely getting coffee, lots of cedar. This is an incredibly heavy cedar flavor profile cigar, which is really good. It's almost hard to find a cigar with a really good cedar flavor profile.
Right.
And as I'm kind of transitioning into the second third here, I am beginning to taste hot pepper. So, obviously, you smoked yours down a little further.
So I'm about halfway through that second third here, as you can see. It's a weird thing because it comes in a wave. So on the draw in, I'm getting this like chocolatey, espresso type deal, right? I'm getting that, and then on the exhale, I'm starting to get that heavy cedar, right? And as it sits there, the pepper creeps in, and it kind of just lingers for a minute, and then as you like taste around, you get that cedar back, and it's like whoa. Like, but it's just like so much cedar, baby. it's like drawing on like a chunk of wood, man.
And it's interesting because I mean, obviously I use a Coolador. It's the same as Dylan's. There is cedar in there.
Yeah.
But much like you, just recently had experienced a mold issue.
Yes.
I had experienced a mold issue not too long ago, and I actually have all of my Ligas isolated right now in separate containers. So
yeah, that
how much
I throw out.
There's so much cedar in it for how isolated it's been for so long now.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see that that's not from it sitting in the humidor. That's from the natural age of the cigar. That's from however long they've aged the cigar for.
You know, the weird thing is for as premium as the stick is, it leaves you wondering.
It leaves you
like it's so good, but I feel like there's just like.
The problem is that you look at the H99 and that lives H99 lives up to the hype. It's like the UC. It's like the Undercrown 10.
Yeah, the Undercrown 10.
So
All decked out, man.
So you get all decked out.
All decked out.
That was the saying. All
yeah,
decked out.
All
but
decked out.
there's very few cigars that live up to hype, and this is like edging hype right now. If I could term it in the worst way possible, it is edging the hype. It's right there, and it's hard to tell if it's going to go over or fall a little flat. But either way, I say let's get into the second third and
work through it.
Yeah, let's get to the second third.
Well, you're through it there. I'll be on the third here.
Yeah, exactly. Man, it's like when you let it sit and that flavor just like it's so smooth.
Fuse on fire in the bedroom. Oh, they were Charizard. That's fucking hilarious. I love it.
All right, brief intermission. I got the camera. Anyone who's been here since we've been smoking, anyone new, blah, blah, blah. I'm also doing a cigar review. I am the cigar noob, blah, blah, blah. Let's just talk about the cigars because we're just going to do something real quick. We're going over the second third. I'm just about getting into my final third. Dylan here, stacking bodies. He has smoked that bitch down.
I'm down.
He's taking it down to the nub, but overall, at least when we were discussing at the time, it's very consistent. That coffee, lots of cedar, some hot pepper. Maybe I'm getting a little bit of earth on the second third.
Yep.
But otherwise, it's very nice and consistent. You know, I would like it in a smaller size, but how it is right now, that's fine. I think in a smaller size, it would still be just as good.
Yeah.
And you'd be able to fit more in a box.
Sure. The one thing I'm picking up a lot on here, as you're about to transition into it, I don't want to say it yet because it's one of your. You know what? I don't even want to spoil it for you.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait till you get down to it, but it's.
I'm sure there'll be a lot of ranting.
No, something that you enjoy. It's right here in the final third.
Beefy 5-layer.
Beefy
5-layer notes on the final third.
Yes, exactly.
I'm sweating.
Yeah, sweating.
Definitely not the jacket and all this
humidity. Straight vibe.
All 5 layers.
All 5 layers of that beefy 5-layer.
Like beefy 5-layer, and then you get yourself like a
Baja Blast.
Oh, Baja Blast with the Gordita Crunch $5 box.
Yeah.
Cinetwist.
Give it to me, baby. One more time.
Best cigar you've ever smoked in your life.
Oh my god. But I won't ruin this until we get to the final third.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing I want to note.
Yes.
And the fact that now we're almost the turns have tabled. Is I remember smoking an Arturo Fuente.
Yes.
And I was about to put it down. I wasn't impressed. But you told me smoke it down to the nub, and that nub, I remember smoking it down to the nub, and that nub was probably the best thing I'd ever experienced in a cigar.
Right now,
okay, not best, but it was one of my best experiences.
You know, sometimes you smoke a cigar and it gets too hot, and that hot is almost bad. it burns you.
Yeah.
Not in this case. Not in this case.
On the nub or on the final third?
This final third.
Okay.
Okay? So, towards this final third, you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When you start getting that heat, it brings something out.
Okay.
But back to the second third
yeah,
here.
second, third.
I was getting some of that earth tone. I was picking up still on that cedar, very consistent. And the thing that I really, really enjoy about it though, is the way that you just taste those three main flavors the entire time, and it doesn't change. Like it stays. Like you taste the.
It's like
on the draw you taste that espresso.
Yeah.
On the exhale you taste that cedar, and then you get a little pepper, and that cedar comes back to ease your pain.
It's almost like a beach tide flavor profile.
Yeah.
It's like, pulls in, comes
out.
back out, blah blah blah. But I'm going to stop the recording on my camera real quick, and then we can get back to the Twitch stream. All right.
It's good, man.
What do you even call that flavor profile? What is that? It's just good.
It's just a good stick,
It's the tobacco. All right, shall we finish up this cigar review then?
Yes.
All right, so he finished his cigar a little bit ago. I'm just finished winding down on the final third here, and I gotta say, he knew 100% beforehand and kept it a secret from me. He wanted me to experience it, and it kind of blew me away. This final third is so damn reminiscent of a well-aged Dirty Rat. I've talked about it before when I did the review. It's not buttery like a rat. Usually the rats have like a really nice butter flavor profile, but the tobacco just comes in key, and it's just this rich, robust, like you're still getting a little bit of that cedar, at least for me, but it's just this rich, robust tobacco flavor that's just so divine, and it's just it is for me it is the final flourish that something like this really expensive, really nice cigar needed to really be worth it.
Yes. Yeah, it drove it home great, and that's why the second I tasted it, it was off camera, but I absolutely lost my mind when I got to that final third, and it hit me, and I knew exactly what it was, and he was a little bit farther behind on his stick, so I didn't want to spoil it for him, but I waited till he got closer to it, and I wanted him to know what he was about to get to. So he was prepared. And
I mean, you were dead on the money.
Right.
Like, because the cigar actually died, and I relit it, and the second I relit it and purged it, I tasted it. It was like it literally died on the transition, and the second I picked it up, it was like a whole new cigar. It was. I must have sat here for like 10 or 20 minutes just contemplating it. It's hard to describe. Obviously, with like I keep saying, I keep going back to the Dirty Rat. It gets buttery, but it gets robust like that. But this was just that robustness, and I thought that was something unique to the Dirty Rat, but it's not. That is the dirty, as you said. It's the dirty of the rat. But this is.
Yeah, I don't know what the flavor of dirty is.
Yeah, like what that
but
is.
For some reason, like
it's good.
Anything from the Liga line that's got dirty in front of it.
You'll taste it.
It's got a dirty taste to it.
Is there anything other than the Dirty Rat? There's the Dirty Rat, and obviously the Liga 10.
I got my list here. I can tell you exactly what there is.
Ooh, excuse me.
So I could pull it up here for you and tell you what we got as far as dirty goes. There's the Dirty Rat.
Because there's the Velvet Rat, and honestly, I'm not too crazy about the Velvet Rat. It's a little too mild for me. Like
you know what else gives me that? Oh, the Nasty Fritos. So not dirty, but Nasty Fritos.
Nasty Frito has a little bit of that.
That dirtiness to it.
It has a very light. But the problem is those are such a small smoke that you don't really get much of it.
Yeah.
I've only smoked one Nasty Frito, and I got a little bit of it, but not enough to blow me away.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're really chasing that.
Right.
Nasty Frida could be a good way of trying to smoke that down and get that flavor profile.
Yeah.
But
it's there, like it's got a reminiscent.
It's hard to explain.
Yeah.
But
I can't.
overall flavor, just general flavor notes, just to point out, yes, there's still the cedar. I would say honestly, the coffee and the spice is gone.
Right.
It's coffee and spice is gone and it's replaced by this. It's just aged tobacco. That's all I can really say. Aged tobacco is what what that flavor has to be. This cigar comes to you so well aged on its own. Because like when you get dirty rats, when you get a lot of Ligas, usually leaving them in your humidor for a year plus, you'll start seeing the band turn yellow, and you'll know like, okay, this is great. This is aging. This is gonna have that wonderful flavor profile. But this has it. I don't want to say out of the box, but these guys were just in a plastic container in my humidor being humidified. Like these guys weren't.
They're just so.
They weren't aging in my humidor. They were just aging amongst themselves.
Right.
But let's rank this guy. So
rank it.
So I can't. I'm going to say. I can't remember. I remember the Dirty Rat. I remember giving it a very high rank. I still think I prefer the Dirty Rat, but I think the Dirty Rat I smoked at the time definitely didn't have the age that I wanted it to when I reviewed it. But I would honestly give this cigar like a 93. That's my take on it, at least.
Okay. Yeah. I was gonna come in maybe a little bit lower, but only by like 1 point.
Like 92. Okay.
92, 93. I was right there with you on that.
It's just that because you smoke a normal Liga, it's good, but you smoke this, and it's just like you take a step back.
Right.
You really do. Going over notes, obviously. I mean, let's be completely fair about this. This is a $100 cigar when people are reselling them as singles. If the construction, burn, or draw is any problem, there is a problem. And I had no problems at all. Like, me having to relight it was me smoking it too slowly.
So slowly, right.
Obviously, price range. We were talking about this. You don't see the boxes up for sale, but the few that you do, $800. So you can break it down to $80 a stick, but honestly, when you find websites selling these, they're selling them for like $120, $150 a cigar. It's so hard to put a price on this cigar, but that's kind of where it sits right now, just because it is exclusive. It's small batch. It's tasty. It is phenomenal. You know what I've noticed too is this, out of all the cigars with, I don't want to say like the age of Herrera or whatever, but like with our new master blender, Willie Herrera, I am not tasting any Willie on this after that. Halfway through the second, third, he's gone. He is not there anymore.
Oh,
you are not, you cut, I don't say you cut the cigar in half, but if you smoked from the middle of the cigar down, you'd be like, Steve Saka must have blended that. Because that was the original Liga blender, I believe, was Steve Saka. But, oh my God. This isn't a review. This isn't against the reviews. There's no review comparisons. Honestly, there is a little bit of review comparison because we obviously two separate reviewers.
Right.
But honestly, we were 100% dead on. Like, review comparison is 100% like on the money. Like, we were tasting the same. You know, the thing is too is the fact that I only drink water, and that's to keep the reviews as straight to the cigar as possible. He had a Red Bull and now another like Starburst drink, and the fact that we were tasting the exact same thing is interesting to me. It's almost feels like the cigar is the main player, and it really controls the palate. It's not like other cigars where you have a drink, and depending what drink you pair with it, it could make it or break it. This is a cigar that you can pair with anything, like your Gatorade, like water, Propel, soda, diet soda, like
nice bourbon.
Yeah, whatever.
I mean, you can put whatever you want with
it. Whatever you're gonna drink with it, just make sure you like it. Make sure you really like that drink.
Right.
Noob friendly, though. That is honestly the question of the day. Is this cigar noob friendly? And as much as I enjoyed the shit out of this cigar, no. For $100+ for a single one of these guys. Obviously, you can find these cool ass bundles where they're including one, and you're getting a bunch of other cool sticks with it, and that usually drops the price down. But at the same time, it's like if you're just out here trying to buy a single cigar, that's way too much for any new smoker to go for. If you're a new smoker, it's so hard for me to go, don't go for this cigar. Because it's good.
We've been hunting these for 2 years.
Yeah, we hunted them. We hunted for them for 2 years, and then we let it sit for like 8 to 12, about another year. So it was a task, but I'm glad that we smoked them. It was phenomenal. But for any new smoker, unless you're really into the Liga line and ready to commit, do not pick this cigar up. It's heavy too. I can feel it. I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. It's a heavy stick, but there's not a lot of throat.
Yeah,
I'm not heavy on the throat.
Like those new mystery cigars hurt the hell out of your throat.
Yeah. It's not heavy on my throat. Like I feel like if I want to right now, I could go pick up another stick and smoke that. It's not like one of the bigger sticks like a Year of the Ox.
Year of the Ox, yeah.
Where
or
like
H99.
You're done, and you're just like, oh my god, like I know more.
Yeah, H99, like it's good, it's smooth, but afterwards you'll be like, I'm done. Like I could smoke another. Yeah, you're 100% on the money. I could smoke another cigar. Would I be well after it? Probably not.
No.
But I would easily go, I'm going to go light up another cigar. But it'd feel bad because I'd want to light up like a factory smoke or something. And compared to that, I'd just be like...
There'd be no contact.
Ashes.
Yeah.
But, oh my God. But either end of the day, it's phenomenal smoke. I'm glad I tried it. Don't go... Well, go out of your way if you're really interested. But if you're a new smoker, not worth it. But
if you find a good deal... someone's willing to trade.
Yeah.
I mean...
A buddy is celebrating, and he's got a box of them. Take one.
Take your chance.
Fucking skeetus. Yeah. But I'm just blown away by the end. It's like the first 2/3 is like, this is a nice premium cigar. This is really good. And then you hit that final third, and it's like, this is beyond premium. This is master crafted. This has work. You can taste the effort. You can taste the hard work, sweat, and just blood that's been spilled into making these cigars so well aged, so well blended, and just so well put together. I mean, do we any more notes? Like anything else?
That's why it's a Liga 10. That's why it's the Liga 10.
And there's one thing that caught me a little off guard that I'm still a little conflicted about, is the fact that people out there have been saying that this new mystery cigar, I did a review, you can go see that on my channel, but people are comparing that cigar to a lot of Ligas. No. And I don't know. I'd say that's the one thing I don't want to say I'm not tasting that cigar, or I don't say I'm not feeling that cigar, but there was a moment. There was a small moment where I was tasting just the smallest little hint of it.
Yeah.
Which makes me think, like, it's probably the tobacco. I'm guessing there's probably some type of Honduran or Nicaraguan filler in there that's similar, but definitely not as just worked and aged as hard as these guys are.
Yeah, that's true.
This is probably going to be a long video, but this is probably... There's good reason why this is going to be a long video, is that this was an expensive cigar. Obviously, I think I totally forgot to do in the beginning, but obviously Cigar Noob, this is Dylan, this is my older cousin. He streams over at stackinbodies94 at twitch.tv. He's the guy who I'm always mentioning, who hands me a stick to try, hands me a stick to review, and we go back and forth. But if you want to, I will leave a link in the comments. You stream like some FPS, but you stream like what would you consider Dead by Daylight? Because it's like horror, but it's
it's a horror survival game.
Okay.
So a horror survival game. You get a killer side, and you get your survival side. So you can play either side. I play on the survivor side.
Yeah.
And that's my main game. but then I do step over into the realm of first-person shooter as well. And you'll get that from me usually once a week. You'll get one of those.
It's like the best way I've thought of trying to compare it. It's kind of like if you wanted to play the victims in like the Jason movies, or I'm not a big horror movie guy, but like the Jason movies, like the normal people you play. It's like you're playing them, but you have objectives. Like you're overturning generators on, or like destroying little totems that the killer has made from what I've seen. But honestly, if you're interested in that, I would say go check it out. I'm going to link it in the description. And honestly, like this video has been in the making, fucking almost 4 years now, basically. Because finding the cigars, keeping them until you're finally back up here. We were going to smoke them at Barn Smokers, but this was the perfect time. I think this was an ideal time. I don't know how much of that stream's actually going to stay up on Twitch just because we were smoking, but if you guys end up going there, you can watch us smoke. If you guys end up going there and seeing it, you can watch us smoke the whole damn thing down, talk, chit-chat, rant about cigars, say a bunch of controversial shit about cigars.
I'll make sure that it's published. Most of my videos don't get published right away. I actually hold them back and then publish them if I feel like publishing them. So I can make sure it's published. But yeah, definitely go check out some other videos on TCN. There's a lot of good information on there, and he does his research. So
I do like to kind of look into it. But either way, end of the day, the cigar was phenomenal. If you're brand new to smoking, don't pick it up. If you're into Ligas, if you can find one at a good price, pick it up. But until next time, we will see you. Wait, that didn't sound right. But we're going to wrap it up. We finished cigar, close off the night. So until next time, fucking like, subscribe, go down in the comments. Let me know if you smoked one. And we will see you next time.
On TCN.
Ooh, I like that. Shit. Fuck. You were one